Hey, so welcome back to the register and login tutorial. This is Peyton from CN Code. So where we left off was where we're going to check to see if the username already exists in the database, but we have not yet created the database, so let's get to it. We'll go to localhost/phpMyAdmin. Go to databases. Let's see, database name. We'll call it just register login. We're going to create a new table within the database and call it users, and see how many columns. We have username, email, password, so that's 3, and then also every user that registers will have an ID, and the ID will be set to auto increment, so that's 4 columns. So basically every user that registers, like the first user that registers will have an ID of 1, and then every one after that the ID keeps going up by itself. So every user will be assigned an ID automatically, and it auto increments. Name, ID, type is an integer. Set it to auto increment. Next, we'll have username. Type is a varchar. I think we set the limit to 25. Then we have email, also a varchar, and the limit is 40. And then password, the limit will be 32, and it will be 32 because we're going to use a type of encryption to encrypt their passwords for extra security in the database called MD5. And MD5 basically converts their password into 32 random letters and numbers. So the limit on that will be 32, and you'll see MD5 later. So next we'll save the table. So if you were to click structure, you'd see ID, username, email, and password. Alright, so let's continue. So we're going to create a new variable, call it username check. And this will say select username from users where username is equal to username. Alright, so what this is basically saying is we're going to put this inside of a query. I just like setting variables to make the query look smaller and more organized, I guess. So we're selecting the username field from the table users that we just created, where the username is equal to our variable username. So basically we're going to check to see if there's any other people in the database with the same username that this person's trying to register with, because obviously we don't want multiple people with the same username. Then we'll create a new variable called runCheck, and that's equal to MySQLi query, and in a MySQLi query there are two parameters. The first is your connection, is going to be our connection, so it's $con. We haven't created that yet, and then but we're about to. And then the second one is username check. Alright, so we're going to open a new file to create our connection. We'll call it connect.inc.php. Open up your PHP tags, and we're going to do MySQLi connect, and there are 4 parameters in a MySQLi connect function. First is your host. I'm running on localhost. Then is the username. Mine is root. Then is the password. Mine is null. I don't have a password, 'cause I'm just running on localhost, you know. So fuck it. And then your database, and we called ours register login. So, I almost forgot, we made a variable. We need to give it the variable of $con. Alright, and to tidy all this up, we'll make a new file, and we will call it we'll call this one header.inc.php, and then what I'm going to put in here is, first we'll open our PHP tags, then we'll include connect.inc.php. So with the include, basically what you do is you just say include, put parentheses and then quotes inside, and you just lead it to the page that you want to go to. Now, if you were going to go inside like a different folder, you would put ./inc/ like we had a folder called inc, say ./inc/connect.inc.php, or if like we had it, if we were in 2 directories, you just put a dot for each directory you want to go back. So if we were in 2 directories, you'd go like that. But we don't have it in a different folder, we just have it all in the HT docs. And then, you know what we can do? Fucking crap. We're gonna take the top part out of here, so basically everything from the end of the head tag up, and we'll put it within sorry, I have an unregistered version of my text editor still. Put it in there, and then up here we'll open PHP tags, and we'll say include header.inc.php. Alright, so everything should still work the same. Perfect. No errors or anything, that's good. So, where were we at? We were below the run check variable that we created. So, next, we're going to count the number of rows where username is equal to what person entered in username field. Alright, and this video is running on a bit long, so we will end the video here, and the next video we'll start off with counting the number of rows where the username is equal to what the person entered in the username field. And basically, I'll explain what that means now. We'll just count the rows inside the database where what they entered in the username field is equal to if it's equal to anything in the database, any of the rows in the database. So thanks, I'll see you next time.